Hey everyone, I'm Nick and welcome to the channel. Now, I really like to have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay in my cars, but not every car comes with that compatibility, especially if they're a little older. So today we're going to check out a universal Android Auto and Apple CarPlay screen that has a little twist. This is the LAMTTO smart screen, so let's take a look at what's included. So right here we have the screen itself. Feels sturdy. It's got some information on the front, just some tips on connection. But peel that off. Let's see, on the back we have some inputs, USB-C for power, video input if you want to use a backup camera, micro SD card slot, and an aux connector. There's also a little power button here. Some mounting slots. It looks like this may be MagSafe compatible, so we'll check that out as well. Let's see what else is in here. Got a mounting arm with a suction cup, which is one of those tacky types, which lets you mount it on a bunch of surfaces. Got 12 volt to USB-C adapter for power, an aux cable. Let's see how long this is. Well, that's a good length. Very nice. Got a second mount right here. Okay, this is magnetic. Okay, very cool. So you could choose to use either the hook mount like this or the magnetic mount, and you could swap this onto the suction cup mount and vice versa. And I think this is a vent mount. So you would turn this, hook it into your vent, and twist it in. And it would just hook right here. I'll probably swap the magnetic mount onto this. I'll just do that right now. So to switch the mount, just loosen this, pop it off the ball. Same thing here. Pop that on, screw it on to tighten it. And this one is adjustable in angle. You got a little lever here to attach it. This is pretty nice, like the angle you get, you can have it come down so it's in front of your dash. Looks like it will give us some good options for mounting. We also have a user manual right here, which covers all from installation and interface. So it's very nice. We have a little mounting platform that you can attach to the dash, for example, and that way this can suction on here, and a little booklet for support information. Now, what I like about this is that it's nice and compact. So, if you have a smaller car, a really big screen might not fit that well. And the other thing that I like is that you can use it in landscape mode and in portrait mode. And this is actually gonna be the first time I try out Android Auto and Apple CarPlay in portrait mode, so I'm really excited about that. Now that we've seen everything that's included, let's go test this out in a car and see how it works. All right, so we're in my Range Rover right now, and we're gonna test out the screen. So for mounting, we have a couple of options with this. I've looked, and we could potentially mount it right here on the dash, which would be a nice spot right next to the main screen. Or we could set it up in the cup holder area if you want it a little lower. So loosen this, line that up. We could have it right here. So lots of options. I think I'm gonna try to put it up here. Angle this up. That is quite nice. It's angled towards me. It's at a good height near the display here if I need it. All right, let's plug it in. And for some initial testing, I'm also gonna plug in the aux cable. So this is the main interface. Right here, we have a button. We can turn the screen off, touch anywhere to turn it back on. We can adjust the brightness down and up. We've got our shortcut to our volume here. Right now it's on the built-in speakers because this has multiple ways to output sound, which we'll go into in a little bit. We have a rotation button. We'll toggle this in a little bit. And this is for Bluetooth. So as you can see, we have shortcuts to CarPlay, Android Auto, AirPlay, SuperLink, which will mirror the screen on your phone, audio output, and settings. And in settings, we have different tones. We can have auto dimming set to on or off, so you can turn the brightness down automatically at the times you specify. Switch if you're driving on left-hand drive, right-hand drive. Language, reset the connections, software update and firmware version. First thing we're going to do is we're going to test CarPlay. So to connect to CarPlay, what we're going to do is open up Bluetooth on our phone, and we're going to connect to the device, so T86B FA7B, and these last 4 letters and numbers are going to be unique to the device. Right here, pair, and it should automatically connect. There we go, we're in. You see right here, it's nice and bright. We've got all the apps here, and this is the vertical mode, which is very nice. Main landing screen here that has maps in the top half, shortcuts here, and whatever you're playing right here. So it could be music or podcasts in my case. And you can go into your settings too, standard and Apple CarPlay. Now, one thing you'll probably notice right here is there's a little button, and this is a shortcut to go back to home or adjust the volume on the fly or adjust the brightness. Now let's test some music. Right now it's playing through the speaker. Now if I plug this into aux, there we go. In aux mode, you control the volume with your car stereo. So that's great. Now let's say you don't have an aux input in your car, but you do have a working radio. You can go to the FM mode. We'll switch to our radio input here. See right here I have 97.9. I know that in my area that is an available channel, so you'd find somewhere where there's no radio channel playing, and you can tune the device to the same frequency. And now if we go back to CarPlay and play, we're playing through the car speakers over the radio. So it's very convenient. Now let's say you don't want the vertical mode and you like the horizontal setup for Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. If we go back to home here, we can just hit this button. Do you want to switch to landscape screen? And it'll reboot when you do. Now we have the same thing in landscape. So same interface, just horizontal and a slightly different layout. I'm going to switch it back to vertical because I kind of like it. It's really in its own spot, very convenient. Now you can see that from the reboot, my phone's already connected. It's going to reconnect automatically, and we're in really quickly. It's very fast connection, which is very nice. And the screen's nice and crisp. And by the way, this is a 7-inch screen, and it actually is just the right size for everything you need, so very good. All right, now let's switch over to Android Auto, and we'll see what that looks like in portrait mode as well. To disconnect a phone, whether it's Android or iPhone, you can disconnect it by turning off the Wi-Fi. All right, so now we'll go to Android Auto mode here. We'll switch to Android Auto mode. And it's the same method. You go to your Bluetooth, and we're going to connect to T86B FA7B. All right, so that connected, and we're in Android Auto in portrait mode. So you get a really nice map size. I'm going to blur it out, sorry, but weather in our widget here. Okay, so the app's split like this. There we go. Yeah, it's a nice layout in portrait mode, so that's very cool. And in case you want to see what the landscape mode does, there we go. And you can see the interface here. Now the last audio connection setting we have, which I can't test because this truck doesn't have Bluetooth audio, is Bluetooth audio. So what it does, it will actually turn off the audio input over Bluetooth for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay to allow you to connect it to your car so that your audio from Android Auto or Apple CarPlay goes straight to your car from your phone, but Android Auto or Apple CarPlay is displayed on the screen. So it's another very convenient option. Now, as I mentioned, we also have AirPlay and SuperLink for screen mirroring, but the last one is Bluetooth music. So if you don't want to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you could just have Bluetooth music mode, connect to this as if it was a Bluetooth receiver, and just play music over your phone. So another nice to have. And one last thing is for both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you can use voice controls. So you could say, "Hey Google, resume music." "Hey Google, pause. And so you have all the voice controls. You can even, start navigation, tell it who to call automatically, so you can use it completely hands-free as well. Yep, and you can see the microphone's actually right here. And then if for whatever reason you need to put this away when you park, you can just pop it off the magnet, disconnect it, put it away. You could leave this on or not. And then to remove it, we have the little pull tab. You can pull up and peel it off. And there we go, no residue. So that's the LAMTTO Universal Android Auto and Apple CarPlay screen. I really like the functionality. The form factor is really nice, especially with a portrait mode and landscape mode, and all the audio output options you get as well. It's also really affordable, so if you want to get one, I'll leave a link in the video description. I also want to say a big thank you to LAMTTO for sending me this unit to review. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this, or you want to watch me work on cheap European cars, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.